So I recently got into a $100,000 net worth evaluation at the age of 17. Now, me saying this would create jealousy in some people, skepticism in most, and inspire a select few. So for the select few, you are who I'm making this video for. This is my journey on how I went from a broke 14-year-old kid with nothing but a phone and a dream to now a 6-figure YouTube business in 3 short years. Alright, so let's actually go all the way back in 2021 when COVID was kind of still a thing. And so during that time, I already started this new channel. It was called Danny X. Essentially, I had a few thousand subscribers at that time, and I really quickly learned that if I started to comment on very popular YouTube channels like FaceRug or MrBeast, any big channels like that, if I do it right, then my comment would actually kind of appear at the top of the video, and thus I get a lot of engagement from people seeing my comment and thus going over to my channel, and I'll get more views, more subscribers, etc. And so I kind of just started to spam comment everywhere on YouTube across all these big YouTubers. MrBeast was a really big one, and there was this time where I got a top comment under MrBeast's pinned comment, and that actually grew me like 2,000 subscribers in a single day. And I kind of just kept on doing that, and I grew my channel to my first 20,000 subscribers within that year of just purely commenting. Because I was one of the top commenters in a lot of videos, people will kind of start to recognize me as a channel commenter, and thus I created a lot of clones that will kind of do the same thing and copy me just by commenting on big channels and getting engagement that way. So I actually started to acquire new online friends that would do the exact same thing as me, comment on these big popular channels, and we can compete with each other to see who would comment first on like MrBeast's last video. Because at that time, MrBeast had the most engagement, and that was where we could grow the most under his channel. There's this guy, his channel was ZadeX7. At that time, we kind of grew into close acquaintances online, and somehow during that year, he figured out a way to get a lot of engagement in this new feature on YouTube called YouTube Community Tab. This is a feature where you can post YouTube community polls or posts and get engagement that way from your channel. You can literally find a bigger channel with a lot of authority over yours who gets a lot of active engagement, and then you pay them to share your own community poll. So when you do that, you'll get all of their audience over to engage on your community poll, getting hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of impressions. You get a lot of new subscribers and even lots of views on some of your videos, and overall your channel engagement and the number of impressions that you'll get just completely skyrockets. And that's essentially what I did. So I bought a 24-hour share from this very big channel that got me millions of votes. And the cool thing is that once you post your next community poll, you'll essentially keep the majority of their audience who originally engaged with your previous poll. You get like 50% of their audience forever, and thus you get a huge amount of traffic and attention that is constantly reoccurring as long as you post very, very often in the community tab feature. So thanks to my friend Zade, that's essentially how I started to get tons of attention across my YouTube channel, and that's also how I grew my channel to over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, getting all these plaques. I realized that I could definitely monetize this attention, so I started to get into this thing called CPA. The definition is cost per action, and it's essentially a non-product based affiliate marketing where you promote something like an app, for example, and if people use your link and they do a specific action, such as downloading the app or entering their emails or whatever, you get paid a small commission. I started to promote CPA offers everywhere across my community tabs, and because I was getting millions upon millions of impressions, there was at least thousands of people that was clicking onto my links every single day. And that's how I made my first $15,000 roughly in revenue, and also my first $10,000 cash collected in the bank account. Keep in mind, at that time, I was only 15 years old. Every day, I was doing consistently $50 to $300, depending on how well my polls did. And at my peak, I actually hit a $1,400 day for my votes. However, because this method itself was kind of too good to be true, and it required honestly no skill at all to be involved, it inevitably started to not work because too many people started to figure out about this secret method, and so many people was getting into the market of YouTube community tab channels. And even more, everyone was also starting to promote CPA offers and getting money off of that. And so with the supply being so high, but then the demand was kind of diminishing, no one was really making any money at all anymore from YouTube community tab CPA. I went from making a good couple $100s a day to zero really, really quickly. And I realized that it was time to move on to another method of making money online. And that was when I discovered evergreen YouTube automation. The gist was you post hundreds upon hundreds of evergreen YouTube videos which were timeless. And that means that they're not based on some sort of trend that would die over time, but they were going to be relevant for years to come and even decades. And so if you post hundreds of these videos into YouTube, you'd rank a lot of them. And then over time, every day people will consistently search for your video topics, and thus you get views very, very consistently, resulting in revenue very, very consistently. And over time, as you just keep on uploading and uploading, your money would just compound over time. And so with that being said, I actually invested all of my savings into evergreen YouTube automation. And fun fact, my bank and PayPal account actually went into the negatives like 3 or 4 times during this period. And if you're curious about what I was exactly spending money for within this business model, I was essentially hiring people from freelancer websites like Fiverr or Upwork to do all the dirty work for me. Because if I was expected to do all the work myself and upload thousands upon thousands of videos, it'd take me years to do, and even maybe decades. And so I started to gather employees that would work for me, and together I bundled a group of like 3 or 4 people that was working together with me. And so during this time, we were uploading a crazy amount of videos. We were doing like 20, 30, even 50 videos a day at one point on the channel. And within the first 3 months, we hit our very first $100 a day on YouTube. Now, $100 a day on YouTube isn't very typical. The reason why I hit this number so quickly was because of this trend that was kind of blowing off on YouTube, and so I capitalized on it. And I started to double down, completely milk this niche. I was posting like 10 videos every single day just on this one topic for like a month. And so my daily earnings actually went from around $20 a day to then over $100 a day consistently within a week. I continued to invest and learn daily into YouTube automation and how this whole business model worked. And so fast forward 10 months later, all my YouTube channels alone are doing a consistent $8,000 to $10,000 every single month minimum and growing. And the cool part is I actually automated every single aspect of my channels. And so I got uploaders for me, I got video thumbnail designers for me, I got video creators for me. And so I have kind of just sort of fired myself from my own business. And I'm sort of just able to manage the business itself with 10 to 15 minutes of work every single day. Now, I got all the time in the world with a full-time salary coming in at only 17 years old. So because of that, I'm now looking for people who are in the similar situations as I was just a few short years ago to help them get the exact same results that I have. And so with that being said, if that applies to you, you have a good amount of money saved up and you're willing to actually invest in yourself and be committed to making a full-time salary from evergreen YouTube automation and possibly escape your 9 to 5, go ahead and book a free application call with me. I'll put a link down in the description below and inside of the pinned comment to see if we're a good fit. And if so, I'll help you make your first $5,000 to $10,000 a month on YouTube as well. See you there.